Hey people, Intro here, 1v1, Fedrid Folly. Blue side. It's Crewfinity with a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very strong support, disruption and offense from the front line. Up against another heavyweight is Gordian Vorenthul with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful disruption and offense fighting in melee. Just calmly grabbing a power node there before the crazy bloodshedding happens. We have double shooters up, we have more heretics up. The Warboss is pretty damn good at dealing with heretics. Got his stomp by default, can also get a big stomp or his spiky armor if he's feeling spiteful. Chaos Lord is going to meet what? Sluggers? Yeah. Sluggers don't like this fight because of kill the weak and stuff. Maybe they can bait it out, but even then it's a little bit dicey. Warboss has found some heretics to prey upon. They do get the cap. Now, are they just going to leave? They're going to Doom Blast and leave. Why? Just threw a model away there. CSM grabbing that central rec point, and here's the central power. Sluggers happy to go in against default heretics here. With CSM support, though, it's a bad fight for them. There's the Doom Blast. And now they're getting stuck in. Shooters are here as well, though. CSM actually backing away. Expected them to stand and shoot, plant their feet and shoot behind some cover maybe. I guess they were thinking heretics are going to leave and it's going to be me versus shooter boys and sluggers. Got some corn worship for the +2 speed. There's another Doom Blast. Surprised the CSM didn't just wade into melee there and bring the heretics in. I think they should have. Little misplays early on, I think. Little tiny inefficiencies. Heretics are dropping like flies as you'd expect. Warboss taking a model per swing, it seems like almost. Bunch of Doom Blasts to try and keep this guy controlled. They're trying to bait the stomp. There's the stomp. And they baited it. But here comes spiky armor. It's going to be a really bad day very soon. Look at this. Just shredding themselves by attacking the spiky armor, which does 6 AoE damage around the Warboss per hit. So it's not just the unit that's hitting him that takes damage, it's all of them if they're surrounding him like that. Good thing they spotted it early. It does have a sound effect and you can see like the blood pouring off your stuff when it's getting spiky armored up. Shooter boys down to 2 models. Chaos Lord's back to try and grab this rec point again, and they're going to get their VP back. The natural VPs in the north and west are very close to each other on this raised platform here. Typically sees a lot of action end game as they try and control both of them, and a contested VP all the way over in the southeast corner. Sluggers going for it. Got some Havocs up for Gordian, which could mean Storm Boys on the way, which could in turn mean a Blood Maul or something in tier 2, which would be fun. Although they could just grab a combi flamer and be done with it. So good in tier 1. And it's not like they've become horrible later game. The Immolate is always pretty useful for blobs of range stuff, and it is Storm Boys for Crewfinity. Awesome. It's always a fun time when there's Storm Boys jumping around, killing stuff and dying in equal measure. 483 to 453 1-to-1 cap. No upgrades for the shooters. Power spent on those Storm Boys and the spiky armor, but I suspect we're going to see at least big shooters in tier 1 because double shooter boys with big shooters is a pretty good bashing force. If you don't want to get your burners on your sluggers because you're using them for capping mainly, get big shooters up, send them to some power, and they will bash those gens pretty fast. And of course, also pretty good at shooting other stuff and suppressing. We do have a combi flamer Chaos Lord. I thought we'd see heretic upgrades first, but we got an aspiring champion on the way for these fellas. 25 power for that fella. Pretty good squad leader though, and here we see power bashing shooters, and they don't even have their big shooters yet. Well, these guys do. There we go. Now they both have big shooters. Storm Boys here to try and run interference. There's the bash. Gonna get 1 gen. Aspiring champion heretics are here. CSM are here. I think they Doom Blast a little bit early there, the heretics. They should have tried to get into all 3 squads and then Doom Blast it. Back on the power. Here comes some more heretics. Yeah, they don't want to get involved by themselves like that. They might get another gen and a node here. What is this? It's the Warboss trying to cap a fully matured rec point. Havocs are having a word with their heavy bolter, but he's right on the edge of the firing arc, so he's not taking a lot of damage. They got a full bash, you know. Oh, look at this, fully upgraded shooter boys now. They have their knob leaders. Well, one of them does, sorry. Not both of them. Chaos Lord gets a model. Combi Flamer, the terrifying low rumble of the Combi Flamer. Instant PTSD to any Eldar player, but pretty damn good against Orks and Imperial Guard too. Because anything that's not heavy infantry falls over quite a lot when you've got a Combi Flamer. What is it? 31.61 piercing DPS. Seems to be super accurate or something. Just seems to do a lot of damage. Don't know what it is about this thing. And the Immolate's pretty fun. Something tries to stand up to him, and he can use it on gens. Heretics grabbing the contested VP Southeast. And tier 2 for Crewfinity into a Death Dread. I would think maybe a war truck though. I don't see anything queued up for the sluggers, but they need to reinforce first. That's probably why. They might have their knob leader and burners come in. At which point maybe we will see that Blood Maul. I love the Blood Maul. It's so fun just to send everything flying. Shooter boys need to be careful. Yeah, CSM and that Combi Flamer. And here come those Havocs, of course. Are they going to get jumped? They are. No, they jumped the CSM. I don't think they saw the Havocs there, maybe. Only dropped one model, though. Which is pretty good for Storm Boys. Here's the Dakar. Look at that DPS on the Chaos Lord from those double shooters. And these guys don't even have their knob leader yet. He's on the way. But that was a massive amount of damage. That was like 2 seconds of shooting, and they almost killed this guy. Pretty nuts. While they were being shot by CSM as well. Havocs come in and spoil the Orky party though by suppressing stuff. Warboss now has Angry Bits. Gordian gets tier 2 rolling. And we might see a Blood Crusher, which could lead to a Power Claw Warboss. Because a Blood Crusher doesn't have melee resist, so you can smack him down pretty well with those tier 2 hero heavy melee weapons. Gonna be a 2-to-1 full Gordian here. So we didn't see a Death Dread, we just saw a bunch of upgrades go in, I suppose. Yep, Knob Leader on the Storm Boys, there he is with that heavy melee huge chopper. And they got their improved rocket packs for further jumps and Bomber Boys. Kamikaze explosive Storm Boy going in. Sluggers still on their default loadout. There's some Corn Worship. Chaos Lord looks pretty badass when he's got that Corn Worship on. He kind of spreads his arms out and starts sprinting at you. It's kind of terrifying. Wants to fight a Warboss. Blood Crusher is on the way for Gordian. I wonder if the Storm Boys can fight that thing effectively. I suppose it depends on if the Blood Crusher is attacking the Knob Leader and takes him down quickly. Heretics flee. More Heretics here ready to fight. Nope. They were going to get stunned by the hefty Knob Leader, so they ran away. Level 2 Warboss and level 1 Chaos Lord. Here is your Blood Crusher then. Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. Counts as a vehicle in terms of armor and also has demonic properties. You can worship that guy for, I think it's 10 health per second when it's being worshipped and like 2.5 energy per second or something. If you're Nurgle worship, you get, I believe it's 13.5 health per second. Nurgle worship's better at healing stuff, I guess. Makes sense. Blood Crusher is gonna... Oh! Power Claw is already in. I don't think you should fight this guy, Mr. Blood Crusher. I mean, has some support here. Blood Crusher does a lot of damage. I think it's 65 damage per hit. And it's like 92 or 93 DPS heavy melee. It's gonna kill the Warboss, I think. Maybe? Oh no. Some scurry pathing. Warboss has got a lot of health regen from spiky armor too. I think he's going to be alright. Blood Crusher could go into base and just try and finish him off. I mean, does have the charge and the demonic roar to combat the Warboss if he gets into a fight he can't win. Lots of Dackle for the Chaos Lord. Kill the weak misses. Blood Crusher's still there though. There's that demonic roar to send stuff terrifyingly fleeing for, I think it's 5 seconds or something. Might not be that long actually. Heretic's going for the southeast. Full powers up. I don't think this power's been touched. Oh hey, all of a sudden, fully upgraded Slugger Boys with burners and the Knob Leader, and here comes a Death Dread. Not as much DPS as the Blood Crusher, but it will have more hit points when it gets its upgrade. You're 600, right? Yeah, I think the Death Dread comes out with 650, but you can get the upgrade to 950. There's 70 DPS, I think, the Death Dread. Blood Crusher backing away. Storm Boys get a good jump. It's a really good jump. Stunned 2 squads there. Warboss couldn't get a swing of his Power Claw on something though. Oh hey, Blood Maul is in, and Demonic Visage is in. For the debuff on hit in AoE. Mantle of Hate now. For Drain Life as well. Can try and hit that on the Knob Leader. Here we go. Blood Maul is only melee DPS, but it's a lot of melee DPS, 100 melee DPS. There's the Drain Life. Suppressed. Blood Crusher's there as well. Got rid of the Warboss. Could do some damage here, but here's a Death Dread. With burners and bits in. Yeah, they see the 950 hit points. Stone Boys jumping out, but they do drop a model. 257 to 377, and a las cannon coming in for Gordian to fight this Death Dread. Hard anti-vehicle here. Big burst of damage and a snare. Can he get a shot? He might not be able to see this far. I don't think he can see. Blood Crusher wasn't close enough to give vision. There's the jump from the Storm Boys. Chaos Lord is there, and there we see the Sweeping Doom. Very fun. Chunk of damage. Knockback and a stun. So there's it. 35 melee damage in AoE. It's pretty good. Power bashing shooters. Death Dread eats a las cannon hit, but then smacks that guy to death. Couldn't quite bite the squad though. Sluggers getting wrecked. Oh, down goes the Knob Leader. Oh, Slaughter activated by the CSM as well. I think it removes the cooldown of their ranged weapons and they get more DPS. Given to the Mighty Aspiring Champion. 257 to 377. Gordian trying to get their VP back. I think they will as the Chaos Lord on it. But Crewfinity gets a full bash and it's double Death Dread time. Look at this. That could be quite dicey for Gordian. Because the las cannon is going to get jumped. I mean, there are heretics there to counter-initiate. And potentially the Blood Crusher there to counter-initiate as well. But if they all swarm the jump-in Storm Boys, there's a bunch of other stuff coming in after it. The Warboss and the double Death Dread. This guy doesn't have burners and bits yet though. Southeast kicking off. Las Cannon's going to get a shot. There we go. No wind-up on the Chaos Las Cannon, you might have noticed there. Unlike the Space Marine one. As soon as they set up, they can fire, which is super useful. I believe the Space Marine Las Cannon has a shorter cooldown maybe to compensate. You also have potentially a Librarian to support your Devastators, so that makes a big difference. More Havocs on the way for Gordian. Maybe a auto cannon or something fun. They are going to get... Oh no, they're not. They're not going to get a triple. Nothing down here. Death Dread can't cap, looking confused. These fellas on that central power. Warboss has pushed through. There's that +2 speed and the health regen for the Blood Crusher. Hasn't leveled yet. Chaos Lord's here. Maybe a Drain Life. There it is. It's a fair amount of damage these days, isn't it? It used to last a bit longer, I think, but not do as much damage, but they changed it. Be a bit more snappier. Do the damage a bit quicker. It's a change made ages ago. Orks have taken the southeast with a lone Storm Boy. Poor bastard. They haven't quite leveled yet either. They've been pretty good so far though. Here we go. Death Dread versus Blood Crusher. Las Cannon is there though. But it can't get a hit. Death Dread goes around. And the Daka for the Chaos Lord is enough to send him packing. Plague Marines in the field though. Death Dread is going straight for the Las Cannon as you may expect. Here comes the other one, and they both have bonus and bits now. None of them have leveled yet. I think they're going to take at least one of them down here. Las Cannon is trying to find a safe place to set up. Blood Crusher going in. Down goes one. Oh, they might get them both actually, you know. Nope, Las Cannon runs. I thought the Las Cannon was going to get a shot in there. Blood Crusher is also backing away, which is smart. Here comes Chaos Lord, level 2. And tier 3 for Gordian. Tier 3 for Gordian. Crewfinity needs to get tank busters or something, although they've gone tier 3, they might be... I'll just get a Knob Squad or something. That Blood Crusher's causing a lot of problems so far. Done really well. There's some Corn Worship. What's more annoying than a Blood Crusher? A Blood Crusher with +2 speed and health regen. Kills him with 2 hits over here. Level 2 shooter boys. Warboss charging into a drain life. That's one way to stop him charging. Level 3 now this guy. Blood Crusher really throwing the deeps. The DPS on the Warboss there. Can they kill him? Not quite. Not quite. Wait, what did the... oh, did they cancel that second Havoc and got the Plague Marines instead, I think. Is what happened. Is that remaining Death Dread though going for a power bash. And it might be able to get it. Oh, these guys could maybe stop it firing by tying it up. They'll die pretty quick. He's ground targeting between the 2 gens here to try and damage them both. Is it working? Kind of. Well, one's down. Now the Death Dread's fed up. There's some Corn Worship to help these guys get into position. Death Dread needs to keep moving. Might not be able to see this though. I mean, they can hear the worship, so they know something's coming. Meanwhile, triple cap now for Gordian. Here comes a Knob Squad though for Crewfinity. Could be a massive difference. Sweeping Doom nicely timed on those sluggers coming in. Lots of Dakar over the Chaos Lord, needs to run away. And the Warboss, I was going to say, finally gets his 1v1 against the Blood Crusher, but nope. Charges away. I guess it wasn't 1v1 because there's a bunch more Orks here. Heretic's just melting under the Dakar, and there's a Blood Sacrifice Bloodletter squad. Bloodletters might not be a bad shout here actually for Gordian, but they fight Knob Squad pretty well, and they could teleport in on the shooters and stuff. The shooters have been pretty amazing. The amount of damage, and they're only level 1 and level 2, the amount of damage they're getting on that Chaos Lord when they focus him is pretty nuts. There's Odd Boys on the Warboss, 25% damage resist, one of his global abilities. Pressure's gone after him though, and the Odd Boys is worn off, and there's that drain life again. But it's doing so much work. How are you still capping? That was weird. Looked like it was still capping there. Here's a Knob Squad. Tier 3 or elite melee infantry can go toe-to-toe with anything in the game, especially when they get their upgrades, which makes them super expensive. They're in their default state at the moment, 4 models with heavy melee. Heretics in range of Dakar, which is not a good place to be. What's this? Las Cannon Havocs. I think they're going for a power bash here to run away from the Storm Boys. Did you get the guys level? Yeah, they did. It's a Chaos Dreadnought, which means Mark of Corn, I suppose, to fight the Knob Squad. Crewfinity might need to get Beamy Death Gun or Tank Busters or something, because that Chaos Dreadnought is no joke in melee. And all he's got now is heavy melee. 92 to 349. 2 to 1 for Crewfinity. Need to try and lock down this raised platform here. You guys capping? Here you are. I don't know if they can afford to send anything to the southeast. Maybe the Storm Boys can jump down there quickly. Warboss level 3 and has a decent amount of red to buff and use those knob squads to maximum efficiency. Looks like the Warboss is going to go after the VP. Can they get a cheeky triple? Gordian is waiting for the Dreadnought. Here it is. Mark of Corn is in. Turns it into a full-on close combat walker. And gives it the awesome Blood Rage, which can backfire, but is typically a very good thing. Knob squad backing off. They do have their Meaner and Greener, and they do have their Knob Leader now, so they can use Frenzy. And the Knob Leader's a really good fighter by himself. Over 1,000 hit points just on the Knob Leader. I think it's got 1,050. But that is a Chaos Dreadnought. One smack, and they decided they weren't going to take this fight. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff there. There's a DPS in this guy, 100 heavy melee DPS.
I think this is important.
Doesn't tell me exactly what Blood Rage does, but it does makes him do more damage, take less damage, and move faster, but you lose control of the Dreadnought. Need to look up exactly what buffs it gives this guy. Sluggers. Somehow only losing 2 models there. They'll go 3. You're going to see some Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. They're going to be good. Huge amounts of DPS on a Knob Squad from range. You're going to really need to time those Frenzy usages. Probably when they're actually in melee with the Dreadnought. I don't think they should go after the Dreadnought. Looks like they are, though. Tankbuster Barrage misses. Have you popped your Frenzy yet, fellas? I don't think they have. No, they run away. I don't think they popped Frenzy there. They're saving it. Chaos Lord is off the field, so there's not going to be any Demonic Visage in the fights at the moment. Warboss going for the VP here. Storm Boys on the flank. Eat a Doom Blast, and they jump a very short distance to stun the CSM there. Yeah, it's a bad place to be, fellas. Dreadnought on retreat path, Blood Crusher on retreat path. Are they even going to get away? Maybe. They lost the Knob Leader though. One fella gets away. Chaos Lord is healing up at base. Warboss is allowed to finish that cat. Now needs to get away. He can fight the Blood Crusher, but he can't fight the Chaos Dreadnought. Gordian needs to keep an eye on these fellas though. Especially this Las Cannon, which is not doing a whole lot right now. Blood Crusher might go down here, does go down here. Tankbuster's getting the job done. Such a good anti-vehicle unit. I don't think I noticed the second Death Dread go down actually. Last I saw it was down here. Yeah, there you see the remains of it. It looks like they got it. More tank busters for Crewfinity. I mean, needs to do something about this Dreadnought. With double tank busters and a Warboss and a Knob Squad, they certainly have enough to deal with it. But do they want to commit everything to that Dreadnought? Chaos Lord on the southeast contested VP here. 83 to 223. Is that going to be a triple again? I think it is. Triple cap again for Gordian. Knob Squad getting their jammers now. Makes them even more powerful at dealing damage, giving them a stacking damage buff when they hit stuff. They are fully committing to this now. Crewfinity, I guess they have to. Dreadnought might be done for here. Pops the Blood Rage, but even with the Blood Rage up, it's taking a lot of damage here. Down it goes. Get some Bloodletters, I say, Gordian. But they might want to get a Mark of Noble tank. They're super popular, but with double... Oh, they are getting a tank. Chaos Predators on the way. It's going to be Mark of Noble, I think. But with double tank busters, that could be dicey. And I mean, the tank does have melee resist when it gets Mark of Noble, but it's a Knob Squad. Here we see the momentum rings from their hits. I think they can get 4 rings Oh, it's 8% per swing. I thought it was 5%. Wow.
Mine now!
So they can get 32% more damage if they can get 4 rings? That's crazy. I thought it was 5% and they could get 20% more. Here's a Predator tank. No mark yet. Needs a bit more requisition, I think. Yeah. Chaos Lord just running around peacefully capping stuff. Trying to, at least. Warboss level 4. Chaos Lord is, what, level 3. It is going to be Mark of Noggle. Gives it Health Regen, melee resist, and a lovely disease-ridden autocannon for some damage of a time crap on the ground. Warboss charging through. Where was the drained life? There it is. Warboss was already persuaded to leave though, but he did hold him up for a while. Down to 13 VPs Crewfinity. Can they hold this platform here to grab these, to keep hold of these VPs? Nob's got it going in. Taking shots from the tank. Why are they getting debuffed by? Was that a Chaos Lord Menacing Visage? I don't think I've seen them use Frenzy yet. Still haven't seen them use Frenzy. Very strange. Now they're off the field. Yeah, I don't think I have seen them use Frenzy. Stormboy's getting a jump. Oh, they dealt with it. They dealt with Gordian's push there. Tank took a little bit of damage from the tank busters there. It takes some more. Still the 2-to-1 cap. And the Warboss, after retreating, is going to go to that southeast VP. Try and grab it. Plague Marines getting into melee. Forcing off the double tank busters. Plague Marines are regular infantry in terms of their armor type, so they take full damage from the Daka from this piercing PvP damage. But they're so tough. Look at that health regen on the Plague Marines. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Looted tank for Crewfinity. I was expecting another Nob squad, but they've gone for the looted tank. There's still a Las Cannon, there's still Plague Marines as well. See how it does. Warboss is going to finish the cap here, so they'll retain the 2-to-1. They got a double, a very brief double cap there. Here's your looted tank. Does not have its reinforced plating upgrade yet. Which gives it the awesome Boomer. Dogs will go after the tank. Still not seen them pop the frenzy. Still haven't used it. Are they trying to save their red for a nuke maybe? That might be it. They might be saving up for rocks. This frenzy does take 75 red each time. Oh, it's bloodletters now for Gordian. That's a good shout, I think. Stormboy taking some damage. Sluggers, though, on the cap. And even without using the frenzied Nob squad doing some good work here. Oh, Warboss died. Did the Chaos Lord solo the Warboss? How did that happen? Shouldn't have. The Chaos Lord's taken no damage. I don't know what happened to the Warboss over there. It's a mystery. Also known as Indrid not paying attention to the minimap. You guys are on range stance, apparently. Okay. Stormboys might finally go down here. Nope, Nobleader gets away with 200 hit points. No reinforced plating yet for that looted tank. How is the red looking? They do have enough for the rocks here. This could be a game-changing nuke if they can get this right. Down goes the looted tank though. Ooh, that's dicey. Nob squad. Can they reinforce and get back out here quickly enough? Tank busters maybe trying to get to the tank. It is quite low. Can they finish it off here? Looks like Gordian has the game 2-to-1. And they don't get the tank at the end. Actually a double cap. These guys got a decap right there. Warboss mysteriously went down, not sure what happened to him. Chaos Lord just hanging out on the VP. Level 4 Warboss and a level 4 Chaos Lord was a fun one. I think Crewfinity should have got the second Nob Squad there. Would it have been enough though? I think it might have been. And I'm really confused about why they didn't seem to use Frenzy. I thought they were saving for a nuke, and maybe that's what it was, but it just ended up being a bit too late. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.